Yes, people, welcome back to Coffee and a Chat. We're back with another episode, another set of filming, and today we welcome Joshua Robinson. Bro, please introduce yourself.
I promise I didn't kill her. She's locked in the freezer, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me, it was my parents. They did it, they forced me to do it. I feel like this is like an interrogation.
No, don't be silly.
Hi, I'm Josh, I'm Oshu, and I make TikTok videos. Hi.
Awesome. So I'm sure many people probably would have seen you online before, seen some of your content. But for people that haven't seen you, tell them a bit more about your social media presence, what you kind of do online and, your whole platform.
Well, okay, so firstly, I've been doing TikTok for 3 years.
Wow, okay.
That's a long time. And actually to say that I've been doing TikTok for 3 years, I never thought I could actually get to that point. I started I'll tell you how I started later, but anyway, I guess I make videos on the street, I interview people, and they either run away or they get in a video. And if they run, I grab them and I pull them back and I go, get in a video. So they have no choice. So I'll get them in a video, interview them. The main question I ask is what song you're listening to. And then the other question I ask, that I used to ask a lot, not so much now, is name 3 countries beginning with a certain letter. So for example, I want to test you right now.
Oh,
Can you name 3 countries that begin with the letter F? F.
Finland, France.
Oh, he's got 2 of the, that was good,
Finland, France.
Finland, France.
Faroe Islands.
Wrong, they don't count.
Why don't they count?
Because they're not, that's an island, bro, that's an island, they're not a country.
Sugar.
One more, come on.
Can you help me, bro?
I can give you a clue.
You got any suggestions?
I can give you a clue.
Go on.
It's something you drink. You can drink it. It's water. It's a water bottle company.
Fiji.
Come on, bro. Let's go.
Let's go.
So
you ever doubt my ball knowledge in anything? I'm joking. But that was good.
Ball knowledge or
that
just
was good.
country knowledge or?
Awesome. That was dope. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think you did really well.
I think I did okay with that.
I ask people that on the street, and then they get flustered like you just did, and then that gives me a great little bit of feedback from them. I love it, and so I've done that for 2 years, I guess you could say, and that's it. Yeah, that's the story of what I do right now.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I think what you see with your content is that regardless of whatever niche you've gone down, or there's different sort of questions, that you've always been able to engage people and get people interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
I can say that as a viewer myself. But talk to me a bit more about you before we get into the get to know section. What's 3 words to describe you?
I'd say it would be courageous, powerful, and hung. No, you weren't expecting that one. I was like, literally, like I'm so, strong and courageous. I could be a king if I wanted to. I would be a really good king. I think.
Those are some strong words to describe you. To get that off the top of your head, strong, courageous. I like it. All right, so I think with your content online and sort of your social media presence, they see so much of you, but there's still maybe so much more to learn about your character and about who you are. So you want to go give a quick shout out to the podcast that you got on the way?
Yeah, 100%, man. Right now I'm focusing on, I don't know where to look, but I'm focusing on a podcast of my own with a co-star of mine called Ed. And Ed is a great guy. He's a creator, manager, you could say. And we made a podcast, and we're doing it once every 2 weeks, and it's called the Aura Podcast. So go check it out. It's the Aura Insta. I appreciate that. Little self-plug.
Go, get it out of the way.
I love it, man. Yeah, get it out of the way. The Aura Insta, man. Yeah,
awesome. We'll tag it down below, so make sure to go check it out. I'm sure it's going to be a dope little podcast. I look forward to tuning in. It will, and
I want to get you on it one day.
That would be dope. That would be dope. So we're going to go into a little get to know Oshu section. So we're going to go into quick fire questions next. It's another way to get to know you a little bit more.
Do it.
The first question is, what is your definition of happiness?
I would say, I'll be a bit controversial, and I think having money is happiness. And a lot of people say that money doesn't give you happiness, but I disagree. I think having money can get you happiness.
Yes, of course, because it's what controls the world, isn't it? So it gives you that freedom.
What do you think of that?
I think I agree with you, to be honest. I think I don't know if it's my definition of happiness, but I think it can contribute to getting my idea of happiness.
Yeah,
I think my idea of happiness is very family related, you know, friends around me. But if I'm gonna be able to do stuff for them, it involves money. So it's like it's a key cog to my definition of happiness. So
I like how you said the family. Family is a really important part of happiness. You're so right. And I feel like it's unfortunate for some people that don't have that family, so they have to build their own. But that's also the beauty of life, to build your own family. You know, find people around you that you can make family instead of having the family that you've had. But yeah, I'm very lucky enough to have my family still with me, and yeah, man, it's good.
Awesome. The next one is, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? Picture back to like 14 years old.
Mate, just don't drink all that like mouthwash, mate. I just used to drink like I didn't drink mouthwash. I just, that's not a good way of looking at it really, but I used to just have a lot of mouthwash. Don't worry about it, I'm gonna cut that. But I'd say, you know what, just keep doing your thing. You are doing great. If little Josh was sitting there, I'd just be like, bitch, listen. You are doing so good. Keep doing your thing, and then I'd be like, oh my face. You'd be like, I can slap you because I'm you.
Good.
Yeah. So that's what I'd say. Like, keep doing it.
Awesome. If you could achieve one milestone in your career, so you look back at the end of your life when you're done in this content creation journey. If there's one milestone you wish you could achieve, what would it be? And when you go achieve it, we'll look back at this one day.
I would say being like maybe on a game show.
Okay.
Having my own, like, not game show, but having my own talk show.
Okay, dope.
And I'd say like having a talk show with the people that are most relevant in the world and finding out the truth behind what they actually do instead of the cover-up acting version of what they do.
Awesome.
I would say that would be the best thing to have. It's like a talk show and have like Kanye West just spilling knowledge and just give him free reign. Say like, look, yay. You can say whatever you want right now. Just see what he fucking says, you know? So yeah, I'd say having a talk show would be one thing I would love to have before I die. And love to achieve, 100%.
Well, now it's on video and we'll look back at it one day.
Yes, it's also on my notes app like 20 times.
Nice.
Do you manifest? Or?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like with what we're doing here, it's a manifestation. I think to get to the point of even starting a podcast was like a dream from years ago. Even however far we get with it, we're here now. You know, we're working. So.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro. Of course, it's a pleasure to have you on. It's a pleasure. The next one for quick fire questions is, what's your, you know, you might have touched on it slightly already, but what's your ultimate mission in life?
Ultimate mission? God, that's such a deep question, bro. It's like,
I'm really testing you here, innit? We're getting to know Oshu.
I would say the ultimate, you know what, just making a family.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
I feel like in life, like a human's purpose is to like reproduce because they have that organ, like naturally, right? So when you really break it down, it's like that's one of the only things you can do without all the society's norms and stuff. So, you know, if you stripped away all the societal norms and if you stripped away money, the only thing you could do is make a family.
Exactly.
And so I think it's, you know, naturally I want to make a family, and that's the biggest achievement I think I will get to in my life.
Dope, man. Dope. We're here to reproduce.
Do you want to reproduce? Like...
Of course. I wish to have a family with like 5 kids if possible.
5?
Yeah, just have bare little ones running around.
I mean, like with the height of you, and if you had 5 kids a similar height, I think you could build like the Eiffel Tower with like, your children.
We would be like a bunch of armies walking through the street. Yeah.
all men or women as well, or girls, boys?
Boys and girls.
Both?
I think if I'm looking at it, I think I'm going to be a daddy. I think I'm going to have loads of girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I have that feeling.
I want just one boy, one girl.
Okay.
And then, that's just the perfect mix, right?
It's like The Simpsons.
Yeah, literally. I'll have Marge and whatever. What's his name?
Homer.
Homer. Yeah. No, that's the dad. That's the dad.
Bart and Lisa.
Yeah. I'll have them running around with their antics, and I'll just be like, keep doing your thing.
And the last one for quick fire question is, if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be? And it seems that...
Okay. Saying now, I'll give you the answer. It would be controversial, but Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Secondly would be Hercules. Thirdly would be Zeus.
Oh, okay, dope. It's a shame that we haven't got Quantum Casa included in that.
Yeah, sorry.
Go on,
sorry, Alfie, man.
I tried, bro.
Could have been anyone, but I went for all dead.
Yeah,
because I feel like I would want to learn more about the past and what they've experienced with life. You know, like bring them back.
Bring it back. Do you like your history? Do you like learning about the past?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
I like looking at history, but I don't like learning about history. I have a really bad memory. So this is one of my faults. Like, I have a really, really bad memory. Like, I play tennis, and it's like we're playing 1 point, and I'm like, wait, what's the score again? So like playing tennis with me is awful because I just make it up as I go along.
Are you any good at tennis?
I'm quite good, yeah.
Oh, I want to get into it,
I'd say I'm quite like, you know, I do myself. I'm like.
Dope.
Quite
I want to get into it. That's going to be my 2025 thing, I think. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And running? You like running?
Yeah.
Do you run?
I run.
No way. How do you run?
I have a run club.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm forced to run. We're trying to get Oshu down, man, but he's giving me nonchalant energy.
Yeah. I don't want to run with a load of gays. Oh no, I can't say. I'm kidding. I'm sure they're not all gay. Maybe it's just half of them. Some of them. I don't really care.
All-inclusive running club.
Yeah, sorry. Is it an all-inclusive running club?
All-inclusive running club,
cool.
of course. Okay, so that was a brilliant get to know Oshu section.
Right.
Absolutely brilliant. But as you can see, we've gone for a little commercial break. I've changed my clothes, and obviously I've got Anxious Monkey on. We've got Ife here today to tell us a bit about her brand and what she's doing with the brand.
Hi guys. So just a bit about Anxious Monkey. Anxious Monkey is a streetwear brand that uses art, fashion, and creativity to promote mental health awareness. Obviously, fashion and art are two major factors when it comes to promoting social change, and Anxious Monkey is just here to leverage that to bring the message of, you know, mental health awareness to the world. And that's pretty much what's going on.
Ife, what is your Instagram? Where can I buy these clothes? Like,
that's a very good question.
Yeah.
It's Anxious Monkey Co. So that's Anxious Monkey Co.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go and buy them. I'm gonna get a t-shirt. Thank you.
Also, Ife, thank you so much for coming today. Absolute pleasure to have you. Guys, make sure to check out her brand below. We're gonna make sure it's tagged in the description, so make sure to check it out. Love. Okay, straight on to the next section.
Okay, right.
And you know, something that I think about when I've looked at your journey on social media and studying you a little bit, I want to know what this means to you when I say it to you. The importance of consistency.
Yeah, that's so important, yeah. I mean, like for you to say that is really great because like, I think everyone needs to know this, that consistency is the key. And I know that everyone's like, if you ask any creator and you say like, what's your biggest piece of advice? They're gonna just say, consistency, man. And you're gonna be like, just shut up about consistency. Like, I know. But the reason you're saying that is because you haven't actually tried it. Like, genuinely, when you try, you will fail, and then all of a sudden, you'll succeed. So I think without consistency, nothing would get done.
It's dope. I think when we've gone into these YouTube interviews and we're really getting to know these content creators in a different way, it's a thing that is reoccurring. Is the importance of consistency. I want to talk about consistency because consistency doesn't just mean uploading every single day, does it?
No.
It means that's just a segment to it. But tell us a bit more about what it could be. Like, it's, you know, learning from your mistakes, the journey, and actually being consistent over a prolonged time.
Yeah, I mean, like, the journey of consistency stems from the idea and then evolves into whatever you want it to be. So it might start and you might have this idea and then all of a sudden you're going to be like, well, where do I start? But it doesn't matter where you start. You could start anywhere. You could even write a little note. Like, I manifest myself. And so when I started my journey, I used to write down what I wanted 5 times. And then every morning, every night, I used to read it out, right? So that is a start of consistency because every night and every morning I would be reading what I wanted out into the universe, putting it into the universe, letting the stars align. And I noticed over time, the more I read, the more I would do other things to be, you know, included within this consistency. So I would read this and then all of a sudden I would go and meet someone else that is doing what I want to be doing, and I would get advice from them. So even meeting people is consistency, because you've got to consistently meet new people who are doing what you want to be doing, and you've got to grow and learn from them. So you'll have to be consistent with the manifestation if you want to, consistent with meeting new people, and then it keeps going, because that's when you start your actual journey on doing the thing that you want to be doing, because you learn from the people that are doing it, and you go, I'm going to try it in my own way, then you start the process again. So I think there's no way of like, there's no right or wrong way of looking consistency. It's just in everything you do. Actually, I saw this podcast about this creator who grew to like 5-6 million subscribers on YouTube. And he said that even the editing, even the idea creation, even the directing, even the producing, all of it wouldn't have been possible unless he kept doing it over and over again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there we go. That's like proves how much consistency is actually like involved with everything.
Absolutely. And
Content especially.
Especially with content, because it's you know, you have to look at what, especially when you're trying to grow, it's like what's doing well, what's not doing well.
And look at the world nowadays. There is like, you know, millions and millions of people who make content, right?
Yes,
They might even be similar to your content. But the way you're going to stand out is by, if let's say you make 100 videos, right? But then this other person, he only makes 2 videos, right? You're obviously going to stand out more because you made 100 of what that person is doing, only 2 of. And so a big thing that I do with my work is I make sure that whatever I'm doing, I will be the best and the most consistent, and I will produce so many of that one thing, and that will beat everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You can't let anyone catch up to you. You know, if you're in a race, if you're like in Formula One, and you let someone catch up to you, they get the DRS, they slip past you, and that's it. But if you don't let them catch up to you by taking the right path in the race, they'll never overtake you.
Exactly.
And you can look at that in life as well. Like, just always, you know, take the right turns and take the right path, which you already will do naturally, and no one will overtake you.
Dope. I really like I really like that concept with it. You know, I think when you're somebody who's in the position that you're in, is there a case of that it's almost out of, you have to do it to be so disciplined and consistent, and you have to stay in the lead and stay ahead, and how do you manage all of that?
To deep it, I think you get to a point where you start to enjoy it, and then you get to a point where it becomes something that you kind of get to do, but also have to do. And so it's like you wake up and you're like, if I don't do this right now, then there's no point of me even starting in the first place, right? So I think, especially with content, you'll make one video and you want to make loads, and then when you get to a point of when it actually works, in my case, when it worked, I was like, wow, I now have to start expanding. I have to start looking at who's going to edit, because I don't have the time to edit anymore, so I have to hire an editor. And then I don't have the time to go and present even more. Like, actually, I've hired some presenters now, because I don't have the time to present, so I've outreached for presenters. They're going to be doing the work that I don't have to do. And it keeps evolving and evolving, and you never really stop. And I feel like that happens with everything. Like, you just realize that actually we're all on this like journey, but it's kind of a never-ending journey. Recently, I've been trying to think about how it ends and how I can put the journey to an end in a good way, to the point where the journey carries on going, but I can slowly come off of it.
Okay.
And I think that's where making a production company and expanding to a level of like getting itself running is really like important to escaping that, you know, that journey. So, yeah.
I think that's dope, man. I think that's dope. And I think you actually see it with a lot of people in the sort of YouTube space. What jumps to my mind is like the fellas production studios that they have, and how they're, you know, that Cal Freezy and Chip, they've sort of taken that approach as well.
They're amazing.
Right?
They've done so well, haven't they?
They've done
incredible. But they've also done a really good thing, because they've actually just built the community as well.
Yes.
So they haven't just gone, right, we'll make a podcast on our own. They've gone, we'll make a podcast, and then we're going to allow and teach other people how to make podcasts and give them the spaces to learn. So they're making this pyramid of like, well, it's kind of a pyramid, isn't it? But they're not at the top, but they're actually quite equal. So it's like a really short pyramid. But obviously they've got the funds to help the other podcasts and stuff. But yeah, I agree. Yeah,
it's dope. It's dope.
They wouldn't have done that without consistency of making their podcast.
Exactly.
So,
and I think it's, you know, with you in your position, and you have such a following, and you kind of, you know, everything, you know, what's going to be consistent, what's going to do well. But I want to picture back maybe to like your very early days in your content creation journey.
Yeah.
And when maybe things weren't popping as much, you know.
Right.
You were quite actually lucky that it was quite consistent. But was there ever a period where things weren't going well, but you still had to make sure you had that discipline to get it done?
100%. There was. I'll give you an example. So when I was in 2020, I think it was 2022, I was making these videos where I used to shout into the mic.
Yeah, we're gonna
and it used to be like, banana. Now, this was a great learning curve for me, because I figured out that social media is run and based off of like algorithm and like, again, consistency, bringing it back.
Yes,
and
yes.
kind of like drilling things, the same thing, the same concept over and over and over again. And that is what actually works and creates a sustainable, like, working TikTok account. And so I would be making these screaming videos every day. My neighbors would get annoyed and complain. My dad when I lived with my dad, he hated it. He was like, can you go outside and do that? And I was like,
yes.
And back to the main point is that when I was doing them videos, I grew to 1 million followers in 1 month. That's quite a big amount of followers to be hit in the face with, right?
Yes.
So I'm there like, right, oh my God, this is crazy. And I'd say one failure that happened was my account got banned. Because they thought, I don't know why it got banned. I think it was the content, maybe just like different languages or different, I don't know what it was. Like maybe images I was using. But TikTok, they didn't like it. They went ban. And I went, fuck, like, oh, this is so annoying. What am I going to do? I just hit like this level of like, I've just committed like 6 months into creating content, and I've tirelessly like made content, stopped going out with my friends, lost like connection with family even because of these videos. They're like tormenting on the brain. And I was like, right, I'm at 0 right now. What do I do? And so I kept consistent on the talking to TikTok. Can I have my account back? Can I have my account back? I haven't done anything wrong. And I was emailing them, finding contacts at TikTok, finding people that could help me. And I did. I found someone. And eventually it all worked out because they gave my account back.
Awesome.
So yeah, I just carried on going, and I was like, you know what, let's just not give up. And it happened. So
I think I pick out a few things from that, to be honest. I think when you're talking about those bumps that you've had in your journey, and a bump was for you was losing your TikTok account, but what actually happened was for you to get back up here, you had to have that persistence to reach out. And I think people can take that into all walks of life, whether you be in the corporate world, whether you're just starting up a business. It doesn't have to necessarily
be content based.
You know, it doesn't need to be content based, exactly.
100%.
But that with consistency and discipline, you can keep pushing in an upwards trajectory.
You really can. You really can. You just can't give up. It's the one thing in life. The one rule is don't give up. If you give up, you lose.
I want to link it now back to like your early years, and obviously I don't want to sway too much away from, you know, your brand and what you do on social media. But what I'm curious is like, you know, what were your early years like growing up? Where did you grow up, and how does it now, you know, link to being this like creative person that wanted to do social media?
When I was younger, I went to so many different schools. And I think school for everyone has a different experience with school. So I'll tell you my experience with school. My experience was when I was young, my mum put me into a private school. Now, if you're in the UK, you understand that a private school is a bit of a posh place. It's a more expensive way to educate, and it's something that not a lot of people get to kind of get the access to. So I went to private school for like 5 or 6 years, and then my parents got divorced, and so I left private school and then did the rest of my education, the rest of the 5 years, in a public school.
Wow, okay, it's a reality.
So
it's like a reality show.
I had such a reality check, and I was like, whoa, private school, all these people were going to my friends' houses, like mansions, they had pools, they had places in Spain that I could never even think of. And then all of a sudden, I lost all of it, and then went from having friends with pools and mansions to having friends that are maybe in a council house, or meeting them at the rec and playing like football with them, and it was a different lifestyle completely. But that is what built me, and that is what I will never ever like change about. How can I say this? It's what I never want to have differently with the way I grew up, because that is what built my backstory. So when I was in school, in private school, I was very liked, but then in public school, I was very I kind of had to try and fit in a bit more. And I think I had to then, learn about different things in order to fit in. But then I could also fit in with people from private school that maybe a public person that went to public school couldn't. So it's I could fit in every single scenario. So I became this big bubble of everything. And I kind of love that. It's like a superpower. I can be put in any scenario and then adapt to it and be cool with anyone.
It's dope.
So that's my story with school, and that's where education was.
It's good, man. So it really must shape you in your current life and what you're doing now. So it's like when you're meeting new people, when you're in different places, you're comfortable to be around these different sort of environments.
I love people too. And so when I'm talking to certain people, I'm like, what about this person can I see that's different? Or what do they do that differently to another person? Why do they do it? Where do they come from? What's their background? How does that make them a different person? And I think with interviewing people on the street, you realize that there are so many different types of people, and that is like fascinating. And I'd say I've interviewed, 10,000 people in my life. Maybe just about 10,000 people, I'd say, maybe a bit less. And I think every single person was different. I've never met someone that's the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that is amazing.
Yeah,
I'm waffling on now a little bit, but
no, it's good because it really just shows your character more, and maybe that's why, when you're interviewing these people, you're able to get the best reactions out of them.
Yeah.
With content creation and your sort of journey, obviously we look at the numbers, we look at everything, but where did content creation really start for you? Is it because you're in a lot of different places, you're going to different schools, but where in that journey does the content creation and the love for it want to start from?
I think from going to different schools, that made me in between everything. So it made me a bit more unique, I would say, than most people.
Yes,
and so I then couldn't relate to anyone. So I chose to relate with social media. And I was looking at YouTubers like Joe Sugg and Zoella, and then watching vloggers, and then watching the Sidemen, and watching KSI, watching so many YouTubers. And I went, wow, they live such good lives. They're rich, they get to make videos, and they have this great personality. And I know it wasn't exactly real now growing up, it's a bit fake.
Yes.
Because they're putting on an act. But I still kind of loved that feeling of comfort when I was watching them videos. So I went, you know what, I will make videos like that. I want to be a YouTuber. And again, like I said before, I put my mind to it, and I drilled it into my brain, made loads of videos when I was younger, not saying they were good. Some videos are really embarrassing. I used to vlog, and I remember in my GCSEs, I used to vlog my days. So I would go oh, hi guys, welcome to my GCSE day 1. And I was doing the exams and stuff.
Sure.
So I'd do these time lapses, Casey Neistat. And it was it was really embarrassing. I got bullied for doing that because a lot of the people at school saw that, and so then that made me even stronger. and then
courageous.
and then I was right, I'm gonna make different type of videos now that don't get me bullied, and I think that's where it stemmed from, watching other YouTubers.
Go into it, man, and actually, the brand of Oshu, you talked about it a little bit before about how your TikTok journey started. So give a bit more context into that.
When I was younger, I watched KSI quite a lot, and I know that he had an alias. So I thought I have to have an alias like KSI to be cool and successful. So I was well, what can my alias be? Maybe it could be Posh Joshy Josh. That was one of them, right? Okay,
I'm glad you did go with that one.
Posh Joshy Josh. Then when I gamed, I used to Xbox a lot, play on Xbox, and my gamer tag used to be MidXV Merc.
Okay.
So I was in his clan for Call of Duty because I was really good. I was in a clan FaZe.
Nice.
And so I was oh, what can I be? Merc, MERQ. And I was maybe I could do Merc. But then I was a bit what Merc people? Is that a bit weird,
Yeah.
So finally, for some reason, I was I kind of want to keep it related to me, but I want other people to understand it too. And so I went, well, what's my name? And it's Joshua. So I went, let's take out the J, take out the A, and it says, it's Oshu, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And that was it, it just stuck. And I went, Oshu. Oh, I like the O, it's unique. Not a lot of people start with O, their names don't start with O. And I was Oshu, great. Searched it up, it's a town in Japan. Even better, there's nothing really apart from it, just from a town. No one else had the name. I got all the socials, which is nice. And that's how it came about.
Have you ever been to visit?
No, but I want to do that.
You need to go do
Oshu
that,
and Oshu. Yeah. And I want to be my name on social media is Oshu. And they'll just be can you get away from me, please? I don't know if they speak English. Probably a little bit of English out there. But
yeah.
So, and then I found out in Japanese, I think, it means seed.
Okay.
So obviously if I were to go to Japan, I'd be spreading my seed everywhere. My Oshu. Anyway, my aura, my essence in that way. So maybe one day I'll do that. You should come along.
Yeah, it'll be dope. So I was looking at the start of your TikTok journey, and I think the transition that you've been on. Now it's fun public interviews, but let's go back to the very start.
No,
very
let's
fast videos.
not do that, man.
They were mad.
Well, okay. Firstly, I made videos in Tesco. because I worked in Tesco for like 2.5 years.
Okay.
And I was like making videos in Tesco. TikTok was very new. And my friend was like, bro, you should get on this app thing called TikTok. And I was like, no, I don't need that in my life. Please just stop talking to me. So, but then I got a bit like, right, what would I do? Fuck it, I'll get it, see how it is. He persuaded me to get an account. We made an account together. We started making like prank videos. So I'd go up to people on escalators and like touch their hand as they're like going down. And I'd be like, and like as I go up the escalator, you know, and that really didn't go down very well.
Oh, no?
But the videos we posted did. And I think
yeah,
one of them were like 60,000 or something. And I was like, oh my God, viral, I'm going viral.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is crazy. And at that time, it is good. 60,000 is very good, but it's not like 1 million, 2 million, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was what kickstarted it. And then I was like, right, well, when I was at Tesco, I'd make these other TikToks, like I'd be on a tannoy. So let's say like this is a tannoy. I'd be like, this is a colleague announcement. Will please come to customer service, please. He's left his phone on the front desk. And then everyone would like want to watch them videos and it would get like millions of views. And I was like, no, this is like crazy. I'm going viral right now for being the Tesco guy. 2 weeks later, the CEO of Tesco came and fired me in person.
Oh my God.
And I went, why? I'm just like spreading this was when social media really didn't take a hold of companies and businesses.
Yes.
And you really see in the last 2 years how much that's changed. And I like to say I'm a tiny bit of a part of that. And I think, you know, from them firing someone over making or promoting their company, I think it's kind of ludicrous in some way for them. So that happened, they fired me, and I just went, you know what, I'm gonna just make TikToks.
Cool,
and
man.
do it full time. And that was when I went a bit more personal, and I started videoing my sister, giving her money. And then I'd say, hey, do you have change for like £20? And then she'd be like, oh yeah. And then she'd give me like 3 £50 notes. And then people would comment and be like, that's not change for £20. Your sister just gave you 150 quid. And that would then draw views because it's like viral kind of like boosted content. And then I was like, right, I'm actually getting good numbers here. And I grew to like 100,000 followers on TikTok. And then my sister didn't want to be in videos anymore. And I was like, right, well, what do I do now? And then I slowly went down and down, lost my motivation. And that was when this idea clicked to do these shouty videos. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to try these shouty videos. There was a guy that I like got inspired by. I forgot his name, but he used to make similar videos. And I went, I can do this better. So I did. And then that was what like got all the views. And then I got like, you know, this one video got like 50 million views.
Wow.
And when you get something like 50 million views, you go, like, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
That's more than a lot of countries have population-wise. So then I was like, I'm gonna make this a thing, stuck to it, grew to like 3 million or something like that. And then eventually got brand deals, worked with like, do you remember Yubo and Mischief, company called Mischief? I think I worked with Instagram themselves, and I was like, this is going super well. Then I was like, I need an agent, I need to do something different. I don't feel comfortable screaming down a fucking microphone for years and years. So I got a microphone, I bought a microphone, and I went on the streets and I started interviewing people about really weird questions. I can say them now because looking back at them is really embarrassing, man, really horrible. But one of the first questions I asked people was, what is your weirdest sexual fantasy? Now, that does not go down well when you look back at it. And that was a horrible start. And I was like, fuck's sake, why am I doing this? But it would get loads of views.
Yes,
and I was like, right, focused on the views, trying to bring in views. And you know, some videos got like 30 million views asking that question. Then I was like, what is your body count? And like all these personal questions. And then all of a sudden I started to get some really bad press. And people were just there like, mate, you need to change up the questions here. And then I thought, actually, why am I doing all these like sexually driven questions that are about women? And I think that's really bad.
Yeah.
So I changed it and I focused on music and I focused on countries, a bit more PG.
Yes.
And that was when I started to get an influx of love. And the followers came in, I think I grew to like 5 million, from 3 million to 5 million through doing these sort of videos. Made a new account, grew that to about 2 million. And I was like, this is it, like this is where I want to be. And now I've made it into like a production company, and I've interviewed the likes of like KSI, let's see, who else? Jared Leto, the Jonas Brothers, Charlie XCX. I spoke with Billie Eilish, which was insane.
That's
and
crazy.
like some really, really famous people. And I'm just realized that actually I'm at this point where, because it's so solid, the idea of what song you're listening to, I can do this for a long time. So there's some longevity around it.
Absolutely.
And that's what I built. That was my story. And I've built that from just trial and error.
There is so much to dissect from what you just said there.
Yeah,
and
sorry,
just like,
I really went in.
You know, all of those, you know, stages to the process, but we're going to try and go through them one by one.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about, you know, getting fired from Tesco and the fact that you're giving them those free promotions and, you know, how they can go and fire you, because businesses, if that was happening today, if someone went and did that in Asda, I'm telling you, Asda are putting them on the social media team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They are paying them sponsored. So why do you think, you mentioned that there's been a big change in the last 2 years, what do you put it down to? And then what do you think, if someone is a business owner today, how they can, you know, how can they incorporate things like this?
I think I put it down to like people and companies understanding that it's really valuable now to make content for their brands.
Yes.
Because you literally make one video and it could have the potential to hit 10 million people. Why would you not want your brand to be seen by 10 million people?
Exactly.
And it's, I think what has happened is brands have done it, they've grown from it, and now they're like, we need to do this ourselves.
Yes, yes.
And they've really learned how to do that. And I think as a brand, the second question to answer that is that if you're not using social media as a brand, or you have your little coffee shop like we're in right now, or you have like a clothing company online, if you're not using social media, you're instantly behind 100 other brands. So by using social media now, it's kind of like jumping on the trend, but also find something different, find something unique that you differentiate yourself from these other brands, and just do it. Just literally do it. Like follow Nike's regime. Like just do it. Like if you're not doing it, you're behind.
Exactly.
So I think, and that will benefit you with customers, sales, anything you think of, social media can sell. An interesting way to look at it is like, I think it's Duolingo. Have you heard of Duolingo? The language app, everyone's heard of Duolingo.
Yes.
Their social media is so on trend, and they have this big blow up like green, like, I don't know, like mascot, I guess you could say. And the mascot goes around doing different trends, and that is amazing.
Awesome.
Because what it does is, the younger people, they see that, and they're like, this company is cool because they use trends, I want to use it. And so that's the target audience they're going for, the younger generation who will become the newer generation of people. Targeting that is the most important thing. And I think, I don't think that it's ever been done before until this era, and it's such a new thing that people need to do.
Awesome. What I want to wonder is, obviously you have this, you know, knowledge and field in social media. If you were to go to day one of starting a business, how would you approach it with marketing online? Would you do it?
I think exactly how you're doing it is great. I actually really love how you're doing this.
Appreciate it,
because
bro.
we're in a coffee shop that we're promoting, you're wearing a t-shirt that we're promoting, and without even realizing, you're also promoting this, you're promoting Apple, you're promoting Rode. You know, there's so many things that you can promote without even putting in effort. And I think that's actually kind of beautiful, because it's the new way now to do it. And I think the way I put it in my videos is I promote artists. So, you know, when I was asking people on the street, the strangers, what song are you listening to? I then was like, well, why don't I ask the artist what song they're listening to?
Exactly.
They just say their own song, and we both share the following. I'm a big believer on collaboration makes it happen. Like, if you're not collaborating, actually, this is one piece of advice I'd love to give you, especially doing it right. When you collaborate with people that are bigger than you or smaller than you, no matter what, collaboration is the key to, I guess, accumulating people from each of your accounts to then what kind of cross-mix everything together. It's a powerful thing. And without collaboration, you're not going to grow as fast. To stay trending, collaborate with the people that are trending, you're going to be on that trend. And when I was growing my socials, I would collaborate with everyone. You know, I'd meet up with like, you know, Lauren Alexis? So she was like going quite viral, and I was like, right, Lauren Alexis, let's make a video. Luckily, she said yes. I got her in a video, and it got like 10, 20 million views.
Wow.
Or something like that. And it was just went super viral because I jumped on the trend and collaborated with her. When I do a song that is trending, M.R, you know.
Big Bomber Cloud.
Big Bomber Cloud,
Yeah, we were just singing that 7 minutes ago.
He's brilliant, and I reached out to him. His song was going massive, and I went, look, mate, let's just do a video. Let's make it go even bigger. That video got like 30 million views.
Crazy.
Just of getting him in the video.
Yeah.
So collaboration drives success, 100%.
I love that. I absolutely love it. And I think that idea of collaboration is so important in social media.
Yeah.
But you know, picture like me and you now, yeah? I'm here, you're here in terms of following, but it was the fact that I wasn't scared to reach out to you. And you know, I think how would you, for people who are in a small position with social media, they might feel a bit intimidated to go reach out to people and try build those connections. How would you approach it if it was roles reversed right now and you were trying to reach out to big people, or when you're reaching out to bigger people than you? Like, what's some advice that you can give where people don't have to feel so intimidated, worried about it?
That's a really great question, man. That's really good. Yeah, that's a really good question. I think people need to do it more.
Yes.
I think people don't do it enough. And I think that you should never be scared to speak to someone that has maybe a bigger number than you. It doesn't matter. We're still people. If you live near them, if you live next to someone that had 1,000, well, let's say 2 million followers, if you live next door to them, you are gonna see them, you're gonna meet them, and they're gonna be a normal person. So why would you not go to their door, knock on their door and say, hey, I watch all your videos, I'm a big fan, I live next to you, can we make a video together? If they say no, the worst thing they can do is say no. Then what? Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter, because you will get someone else that will say yes. The more no's you get, the more yeses you get. And that's a big thing. Like, you know, if you get rejected, and with my public interviews, I get rejection so much. Like, I'd say 80% of the time I get rejected, and 20% of the time I get accepted. And that makes them accepting ones so much more better. So I think, yeah, definitely just reach out. Cold reaching is the best.
Yes,
the way I find it is that emails are really strong. People, they sleep on emails. And I really am a big believer on emails, and how many emails do you get a day? Maybe a lot, I don't know. Like,
yeah. Well, in this, not many, but it'd be interesting to hear.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you go to a creator's inbox directly, there's a higher chance for them to reply, because they're only getting 15% of real emails, right? So 85%, they're just going to go, no. And then they'll go, oh, I really want to collaborate with you. Fuck, I've got so many things going on, but they'll still see it more than they would millions of followers on their Instagram.
Exactly.
So that's a big thing. Like, I think I've got a lot of collaborations through email. Recently, KSI reached out his team on email, and that was how we got a collaboration going. Charlie XCX was email. All of it's email. And people sleep on it because they're like, oh, it's old, email's old. But everyone uses an email.
Of course. I think when I've been reaching out to guests, the two ways which are a bit different to your suggestion is the two ways are Instagram DMs. Sometimes the cold reaching has worked in some cases, but ultimately it hasn't. But also the power of, you know, utilizing your network. Yeah. Like us two here, we've come today through a mutual friend.
100%.
And it's also that ability, how can you leave a good impression on someone, where then you ask them for a favor, putting you in touch with someone, but because you've left that good impression, they're then open to, you know, leaving that. So that's a big thing that I work on. Yes, exactly.
And if you're not being yourself, then you're being someone that you hate.
Exactly.
That's a big thing, because you judge people off of what they are being like around you. And if they are being honest with you, I think it's the best thing. If you're honest with someone, you will go a long way with that person. If you're instantly like putting on this act of like, oh, I really love your shirt, I really love your hair, they're not gonna wanna be friends with you, because you can see right through it. You can see right through that non-honesty. And I think that's a really big thing too. If you have a network around honest people in it, you will go even further.
Exactly.
They'll tell you the truth. They'll be like, no, I don't wanna do a collaboration with you. Great, you're out of the network. I don't want to speak to you then. Great, that's fine.
Yeah, just keep it moving.
Keep it moving, keep it going. I've lost so many friends that have promised so many things, because I feel like the biggest thing in life is so short. So when you surround yourself with people that aren't committed to helping you so you can help them, there's no point of picking the scraps up and helping them, because they won't help you ever again.
Exactly.
You know?
At the end of the day, teamwork is what's going to make the dream work.
Teamwork.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So cringe, but it's true, isn't it?
No, and I like the way you reached out to me, because you went for someone that I know, and you asked a favor, and you never know, and you still asked the question. The fact that you asked the question got me here today.
Exactly.
If you didn't ask that question, you'd be with someone else.
And
probably.
exactly, and at the end of the day,
Just as good.
even if there was a no from your side, there would have been no hard feelings.
Exactly.
You know, I came in politely. If you said, sorry, mate, not for me, we keep it moving.
Exactly.
You know, that's how it is. It's keeping that positive feeling.
100%.
Let's go back to that huge segment that you had before, and let's talk about, you know, you talk about those videos of your sister, you know, and then, you know, how you then went on to the shouting videos. What I'm picking up from that is you're someone that's always just understood the algorithm and always understood how to keep yourself relevant and keep doing this. Simply, what do you put it down to?
Okay, you know what? Simply, I put it down to why post a video that's shit?
Oh, cool. But what I want to say is also, people when they put out videos,
I can evaluate on that. I can evaluate on that.
Yeah, go on.
Why put a video out that's shit? Obviously, I posted videos that haven't done well. Like, I haven't posted every video that's been good. So, in my opinion, you can choose what you post, right? It's like fully up to you. So why post a video that you know that you can create even better? Why post that video? If you don't think it's the best video you could ever put out on the internet, why post it?
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So I say every video you make sure it's the best video you could ever make. Because if you don't, there's no point of even putting it on the platform. And even if that video doesn't perform well, you still learn. You still learn that actually, that was the best I could do and it didn't do well. What happened with that video? So then you learn from that video. So you go, fuck, maybe I should make the intro shorter. Yeah, that will do this. So you make the intro shorter, you do it the best you can. It fails again. Okay, let's change the intro and the end. And actually, let's add someone in the background, I don't know, making a funny face that will drive a comment, right? So that would make someone comment on the video. That will then boost your chances of going viral. And then again, you've posted 3 videos that are your best videos, and that's given you 3 more chances than you would have had just 1 video to get success. So like, I think, don't post a video that you don't think is going to do well, that you think is not going to do well. I think that's how I would say it.
And it's interesting. I think definitely when I speak from my own personal experience, and I'm sure I speak for a lot of creators out there, that, you know, when you first start out, you're thinking, oh yeah, this is actually good.
Yeah.
But then in reality, you go do bad on the algorithm, or things don't click with followers, etc. But what, in your opinion, makes a good video? So what are like the key elements you would say that are needed to then go, yeah, this is going to do well, etc., etc.
Well, this is a big thing. You know, by posting, you do realize, by actually trialing and error, you do realize. And I think I've always done that. Like with the money videos, my sister is a great example, because I would go, so the first video I made with her didn't do very well at all, right? It got like 2,000 views, and I was like, not very happy with that. So I went up to her and I went, here's like 15p. Here's 15p. Can I get some change? She gave me a £20 note. That video, for some reason, didn't get any traction. No one cared. She was, where was she? She was on a sofa or something, right? But then I went, right, okay, let's try something new. Put her in the light, in the natural light, and I put her in a garden, so there's greenery in the background, and I had 2 £50 notes, so it was a bit more money. And I went up and I said, hey, Laura, can I get some change? And she went, yeah, sure. She gave me like, don't ask how I got this money, but she gave me like loads of £20 notes, like a fan of £20 notes. And I went, oh, okay, thanks so much. And I took the £20 notes. She was there wearing a nice outfit, bright background, and loads of money was on the screen. That video, I think, got like 3 million views.
Wow.
Yeah. And I fully put it down to changing the environment, changing the actual like understandable concepts, understandable features of the video. So maybe having a lot of money, people will be like, oh fuck, how does he get that money? They'll comment, how did you get so much money? And then obviously using a woman, I think, in my opinion, genders do matter when it comes to content creation. People, if you post a video with a woman, you're more likely to get views than you are posting a video with a man. That is maybe, let's say, a man that's a bit fatter or a bit uglier. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but it's something that really does matter in this industry. If you had an actor who had spots all over their face and they were really like ugly, they would only fit into that role of the person with spots in their face. So they still have a role, but they couldn't go for that role that would maybe do as a little bit better and they have a bit of a higher paycheck. And it's a bit of a controversial thought, but having a girl in a video, in my opinion, will do 50 times better than a guy being in the video. Even if the guy has a really cool outfit, it could be like some girl that's very attractive, with like a not so much nice outfit, she would still do better than the guy with a nice outfit.
Looks like I'm gonna have to get some new female content creators to
No,
come join us.
bro,
for
I
coffee and chat.
guarantee, do a podcast with a woman and put them back to back, even if it's me with some following, I still feel like the women would do better.
Absolutely. I would love to interview some females for the show.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Ladies, if you're a female content creator, there's the DMs. Let's collaborate. Let's get some work together. I've been wanting to do it for a long time anyway, so it's good.
He's turning into the Rizzler now.
But let's talk about, you talk about, you even just mentioned it there, those big growths in views, in numbers, and et cetera, et cetera. I want to picture back here when you were first getting those millions and millions of views. I can imagine the excitement, everything about it would have been incredible. Do you still have that same excitement for views as you once did?
When I was starting out, it would be a very nice feeling.
Yes.
It would be like, I'd wake up and I remember very key, this one day I had 0 views, posted a video at 11 o'clock at night, and I woke up and it had like 2 million views.
Wow.
And I remember I was like, this is very early in the game. And I just went, wow, I'm famous. It goes to your head. It really does.
Yeah.
And you feel it. And I didn't like that feeling. I like the feeling in the moment, but when you look back at something like that, you go, wow, what the hell was I thinking? And when you grow as a person, you realize that actually it's just a number. And I think nowadays when I get 10 million views or something like that, it does not feel the same.
Wow. Doesn't that do you lose the fun and the essence of it a little bit?
Yeah.
Ah, it's a shame, man.
It is a shame.
It is.
It is a shame. But that's why I keep doing new accounts. I have like loads of accounts and I try new content. And when a new account gets 10 million views, I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. But when my normal account that I've studied and kind of perfected in some way gets 10 million views, I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what it should be doing. So I'm actually in some way only making the content that should be getting that sort of views,
Okay.
So if it doesn't, then I learn from it.
Yeah. Do you get banged up on things when they aren't as successful as you hoped?
Banged up, what does that mean?
Like get annoyed or get like a little bit down, or like do you feel like a certain way? So say if you did a collaboration with, KSI, for example. I know the one with KSI did okay, but say that just did horribly for your expectations. Do you still get like?
Well, the KSI one did really bad compared to what I wanted it to do.
What you were expecting.
So I went in thinking it was going to get like 10 million, 5 to 10 million. And it only got, well, I say only, but it got 1.5 million, or each video got 1.5 million. So it got 3 million overall. And I was expecting 5 to 10. And I go in there and I'm like, I look at it, I'm like, I'm a bit disappointed. But then there's certain reasons why. And I look back, I'm like, actually, yeah, why did I make him say that song? Why didn't I make him say a different song? Silly Billy. So next time I'm gonna make him say a song that's maybe more trending, and that will make the video go way more viral. If he said a song based off Deadpool, the movie, right? That was trending quite a lot. So if I got KSI to then say something about Deadpool in some way, that would just go like this, boom, merge together and just hit the algorithm. 100%. When I look back at the KSI, it's a great example. When I look back at the KSI videos, there are so many things that I wish I didn't do. And I rushed them quite a lot. And I think that the reason they didn't get 10 million views is because I can see it. I'm like, the song that I made him say, not viral enough. The location, not viral enough. The outfit choice, not viral enough. And I saw that and I knew that it wouldn't get as many views as it did.
And and exactly what you're just saying there, when you're talking about those moments with what happened with the KSI video, I'm excited, innit? Because I'm really excited to learn about this. I knew that video was coming out through our mutual friend. So I was aware that video with KSI was coming. And then what you say is like, when I see 3.3 million views altogether, it's pretty good. But you see, hearing your perspective over what you expected it to do is quite fun. And I completely agree with you in the sense that maybe the location. I was thinking, what the hell is that song choice? And the first thing I want to pull up is that you choose the songs for the people.
Right, so on the day, I can tell you a bit more about the KSI shoot to make sense. But with KSI shoot, we waited, he was late, like by an hour. So me and Alfie were a bit, tired. We were like, he's taking a long time. It's a bit, when you're meeting an artist, you want them to perform, you want them to be there, you want to see them. But it's like we waited like an hour, then we met up at this one location that me and Alfie thought would be good. But then they changed the location last minute, to this back alley, and I'm like, right, well, I wanted grass in the background, something bright. It was down a back alley with like two buildings either side shadowing it. Alfie, me and Alfie, we know, when we film, my cameraman Alfie, Quantum Kaza, when we film, we need it to be bright, we need it to be vibrant. So firstly, we were downgraded because of that. Secondly, the song choice, I gave him a song choice and he didn't want to run with it because I don't know why, he just didn't like it. And I went, well, no, that would probably go really viral. And he's just there like, I'd prefer to probably do something else.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, right, okay then, you can't say no because if he didn't like me for saying, look, you have to say that song, then he might not even want to do the video. He doesn't have to do the video. So I was like, right, okay, went with that video, that song, let's say it. And I saw him scroll through Spotify and he went, yeah, that one. And he's picked a random song. And I went, I know that's not going to do well. It's KSI. It will get like a decent amount of views just for being KSI. And I did it anyway, and we had to because we were there. We had a time limit. We got it done. So when he walked off, I said, just put in loads of energy, make it look good. Like you can even dance or something. And he's like, no, I'll just probably like just walk off. And I'm like, what? You're literally KSI. I thought you'd do like a front roly-poly and a backflip or something like just to like make views. And I thought you'd understand that. And he just really didn't put a lot of effort in. And I was like, okay. So yeah, there are certain aspects to the video that I definitely would have changed that would have made it guarantee go like 10 million views. If he said, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world and he was wearing a pink dress and we were in Candyland and I did that, what song you listen to? And he's like, I'm a Barbie girl in a candy. And that would go massively viral, right? So think of it that way. If you really put effort into that video with a bit more layers of it, and you focus on the different aspects to it, it will go like super, super viral, and you can make that happen, guaranteed.
Awesome.
How do you feel about it? Like, what do you learn from that? Like,
I feel it's really interesting, and it's almost when you say it is almost like it comes across as common sense. Because in reality,
maybe that's how I say it. Yeah.
Maybe the fact of the matter is it is common sense. But
People
with your thinking,
it.
That it's this. But maybe for a guy like me, if I was starting those today, I'd be like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? But it's like this, and it's really interesting, and it comes across as when you put so much time and effort into your craft,
It's really important.
Yeah.
And I think it does make a difference. Like, you think back to Mr. Beast doing 24-hour live streams. That's 24 hours of saying one word.
Yeah.
That's a lot of commitment, and he didn't even know if it would do well. Because he stuck to it, that 24 hours, it did so well. And that's kind of what built Mr. Beast, the fact that he would never give up. There's a baby crying and behind him in the cafe. Shout out the baby.
She's cute, at least. She's cute,
yeah. I don't know where I was, but all I'm going to say is that when you do this for years, I've done it for 2 years. I think we've hit, last year we had 2.5 billion views overall. And that was actually lower than I wanted, but it was what it is. But then this year, I think we're already at about 1.5 billion overall on all the accounts, and I'm very happy with that because I wasn't expecting it to be as good as last year, but it's getting there.
Awesome. And this journey that you've been on has led to like these incredible collaborations. KSI was one. Obviously, it didn't work out maybe as best as you wanted. But tell us some about like your other favorite ones that you've done and why they were so good and so special.
There was one that I did with Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah, that was dope.
Now, Lewis Capaldi was genuine. The story of that is pretty cool because I was filming with an artist. The artist had maybe 200,000 Spotify listeners, okay? It wasn't that big, and in my opinion, it was like, she was a startup artist, I was trying to boost her.
Okay,
right?
cool.
So we were filming with her, we wrapped up. All of a sudden, I see in the corner of my eye, some big old boy, and he's walking down with another guy, just two of them. I was like, I swear that was Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah.
And my cameraman, Alfie, was like, I think that is. And I was like, that is. What do I do? Alfie's got a camera in his hand. We've just finished shooting. I've got a microphone in my hand. Fuck it. I sprinted after him. And I was a bit harassy, but in a way that it was like, this is one opportunity you get to meet someone like Lewis Capaldi, who is kind of a household name, you could say. And I just went, sorry, mate, big fan, massive fan, everyone is, you're great. Can I get you in a video? And he was very yeah, man, let's do it. And he had time. You could see that he had time. He wasn't in a rush. He saw the potential. I instantly gave him value. I instantly said, here, I can promote your music and you can have some fun at the same time. I'm ready. You don't have to wait for me. And it would take 2 minutes. He instantly was like, I guess that's not a lot of my time. I can get value out of it. And he seems like a fun guy. Let's do it. So when you give them the right cue, the right script to someone like Lewis Capaldi, for example, it's like a guaranteed success, right? So I, in my head at the time, was thinking, this, no matter what I do with Lewis Capaldi, it will get views. My content is based heavily off music. He is massive in music. No matter what I do with him, it's viral. So I was like, well, what do I do? You know what? Let's keep it simple. What song are you listening to? One of your own songs. He walks off. So he's there like, where do you want me? I can't do his voice. Scottish or something? Like talks like that. He kind of stumbles under his breath like Scottish.
Yeah.
He's a little bit like podgy and he was like, so where do you want me? Like, should I just stand there or something? So he stands over there and like, right, go, just walk. And he went, what, like that? Just walk or whatever. He walks, what song you listen to? And then he says one of his songs and then he walks off. And it happened in like 5 minutes, not even that. And then I went, oh my God, mate, that was perfect. And he didn't even know what he did. And he went, was that all right? Was that all right? And I was like, yeah, that was great. Cheers. And he went, shook my hand. I got a little photo with him. I was like, can I get a little selfie? And he went, yeah, no worries, mate.
Yeah.
Walked off with his friend, and that was it. That was that. I was more excited about that moment than actually filming for the artist before. And I forgot that I even filmed for an artist before that. Got home, edited it straight away, posted it straight away. Because I'm a big believer on, if it happens in the moment, everyone knows that it happens in the moment. When they watch a piece of content that was filmed an hour before it got posted, they know. For some reason, they just know. It's the daylight, it's the vibe, the clothing. It's the vibe. It's just people know when a content video was shot. You know, they know if it was today. This is what it is.
Awesome.
Posted it, got like 15 million views, I think.
Sick.
And I made it sure it was a minute long because I could get like creator fund money from it.
Okay.
And I think I made like £2,500 off that one video.
Wow.
Got like 15 million views. So yeah.
Crazy. It's a really interesting insight. I think there's two things that I really want to ask you about there, and it's the importance of taking an opportunity once it's there.
Nice, good one. Yeah.
You know, people wouldn't do what you did. A lot of people, but you know, what do you put your ability to just go and chase those opportunities when they're there in front of you?
Again, like we were talking before about the no, yes thing, and like how 80% of the time you're going to get no's, but then 20% of the time when you get a yes, it's going to feel even better, and it will be even better than all the no's anyway. And I put it down to the fact that I had loads of coffee on the day, and also the fact that I was like, just in the moment, if I miss this opportunity, it might never come back again. And so I did it. And I think if you see an opportunity like that, as big as that, no matter who it is, where you are, take it, because you never know what can happen from it. He might have just been like, get away from me, you're harassing me, and sued me, and I could have gone bankrupt or something crazy. I'm going outlandish now, he could have really disliked me, and then somehow got me arrested for doing something that I didn't do. But he didn't. He chose to be kind. He chose to be nice, and then it benefited both of us.
Exactly.
So, even if you're not confident, the biggest thing in life is to even use the slight bit of confidence in any scenario. If you don't like the person, if you're not getting on with the person, or if you want to be somewhere else, you've got to be somewhere else or something, still just put in that tiny bit of effort, that 1% of effort, and that 1% of effort will turn into 100% really, really quickly.
It's nice. It's dope.
I see you off camera. What you guys don't see off camera is that he gets really close to people, and he gets his essence involved with their essence, and that's what creates such a strong bond between people. So over there, he was like, you were asking the guy for a fob, or like the coffee guy, Ollie, he was asking for a fob, and then he couldn't find the fob. He went to the table, got the fob, and then when he came back, he shook Ollie's hand, didn't need to do that, touched Ollie, embraced Ollie with a hug, gave him the fob, and now Ollie has full trust in him. And forever, Ollie will now love the embrace because he's used to that touch, right? And your connection will build off that. That's another part of like how I get people into interviews. I show them who I am, the honesty, and it's so important.
Exactly. The other thing that I wanted to touch on, what you were saying in that Lewis Capaldi part, is the fact that you wanted to react quickly and get it uploaded quickly.
Yeah, let's touch on that. I can tell you more about that.
How do you balance out that how do you balance out that process of producing high quality content quickly as well?
Yeah, I think over the time you get into this like state of like, I've learned editing and I use Premiere Pro. So I've learned how to edit for like 5 years straight. I went to college, studied media for like 4 years or something like that. And I really loved it. I fell in love with editing, the process behind creating. And I think when you have that passion, you can easily kind of put your own spin on anything you want. And I put it down to seeing what works and seeing what fails again. I've edited videos in a way, in a certain style, and it's done really bad. And I've edited videos in another style and it's done really good. So when you realize what does well, keep doing it. And the reason I can put out this high quality kind of good editing really quickly is because I've got into this routine of like, I've got the what song you listen to ready as a subtitle and I just shove it up there, edit the clip really quick, get the song, screen record it on my phone, add it into the Premiere file, drop like a screenshot of the song from Spotify, put it in there, it's done.
Bang, like that.
And I don't think you should think too much. When it comes to editing, less is more.
Okay.
People over edit. And I think the beauty of editing is the content behind the editing. When you really make sure the content is good, the editing just comes along with it. And it's subtitles, like you want to make it bold, seen. You want people to notice what they're reading. Yellow is a fantastic color. And I've always loved the color yellow because it's so prominent and it's also the same color as like the sun, technically. And like, what else is the same? What's yellow? Bumblebees, right? You always remember what a bumblebee looks like because it's so yellow and vibrant, it sticks in your head. I mean, the other yellow stuff will come to my head one day, but yellow is such a prominent color, and so I chose to put my text as yellow because everyone would see it instantly.
I'm really curious to know the collaboration side of things, and maybe like the business side of like what you do with TikTok, with social media. You know, you've been able to look after yourself, you know, live a good life or relaxed life where you've been able to achieve certain things. How does the business side work with those collaborations? You know, you talk about that instance where you bumped into Lewis Capaldi, you know, that's made you a certain figure, you've bumped into him, but those ones where it's set up like a KSI, for example, another artist, what is it? Is it just collaboration, I'm helping you, you're helping me, or is there ever money involved?
Yeah.
There has to be money involved, right?
Yeah. There's money involved. I mean, like, obviously when it starts out, there's no money, but when you get so good at something, you want to charge for it because you are using your years of experience to deliver what you're good at. And I think with anything, like, it's worth the money. And I think knowledge is the biggest, I think knowledge is the biggest thing you should be putting money towards because with knowledge comes money. So by putting money in, you're going to get money out. And I think it was worth putting years of knowledge into learning how to edit and how to make these videos because now I can actually charge for what I'm really good at and what I know that I can deliver with. And so with the videos, with the What Song You Listen To videos, it's become more of like a production now. I will go to the Sony records. I've got like contacts at Universal, Sony, Warner Bros, everyone you can think of. I've got contact there, and I will go like, these are my rates, and they will send me an artist, and then I'll like charge for like what song you listen to now. So the reason it works so well is because people still think that it's actually like raw, and it's like, oh my god, you just bumped into him on the street. But actually, no, I've just been paid to get him in a video, like, and they don't see that side of the business, right? And that's when it comes into a business. Instead of like being a creator, I'm now a businessman because I have to discuss rates, send invoices, and pay rent. And so that's why it's so good. And I actually started really quite low. I'll be honest with the rates. I won't say my current rates, but I'll say my other rates that I used to charge, where I started with, like, I'd go for £100 to get any artist in a video.
Wait. How many followers and views were you getting at this time?
And this was at like 1.5 million, maybe 1 million. Like, but this is new for me.
If you're going to give me that rate to promote coffee in a chat for the end of time, then let's
let's do it, bro, 100%. So I remember the first person that I got in contact with.
£100 is crazy.
Yeah, £100. And I think looking back at that, it was basically next to nothing for what I was giving them. You know, and I'd be doing like £100 and I'd be getting 10 million views. So now imagine that. New artist pays me £100 and I go, I'm going to give you 10 million views for that. That right now is when I thought this is it. I've got to put my prices up, and I have, and I think I'm at a very comfortable rate right now, and not a lot of people know how many I actually do, but pretty much every video is a promotion.
Wow.
So 365 videos a year, and every day is a promotion. So it's become this like very, very successful way of making money, but not a lot of people actually know about it and think about it. So one piece of advice is that I would never charge for myself until I've mastered my craft. And so when I mastered my craft, then I charged. Because I feel like the only way to learn is from doing it for free. And so once you've perfected it from doing it for free, then you can just start charging, and then you realize that actually this is the best way. In my opinion, that's the best way to do it. You do things for free, and then you start charging, because I think when you build that trust with someone, they'll want to charge you anyway. And so you get things in different ways. You get love in different ways. I might work with an artist and go, well, you're not that big of an artist, so I'll bring my price down, and I'll say, look, I'll help you do it for a lower price because you're not as big, and I want to help you, and you will help me because you're giving me the content to post. So I think that's the smartest way to do it, is to weigh up each side and then realize maybe I should charge, maybe I shouldn't. If it's KSI, I'll be honest, I didn't get anything. I didn't charge him because he's got the rep, and that's why I didn't charge him, because he's built to that point of like, he is a valuable person on his own. I don't need to pay for him. He just brings that like energy with him. I feel like some people, they're like that. They have this energy where it's like, you've got experience, you've got like success, you can feel it within them. So you don't have to charge them for anything.
Exactly, and I think what I can see there from what you're doing is you're really striking a balance between the two, you know, whether it's big creators or small creators, and having an entity like KSI just boosts your reputation about what you're doing. Exactly, so it's really great. One thing that I'm picking up from there is that along your journey, you've learned really how to value yourself and value your craft, and you know how much you're charging. What advice would you give to creators or brands about, you know, maybe more what advice would you give to creators to value themselves correctly in social media?
Base it on other people and how much better at what you do you are compared to them. So if you see someone's work and you're doing a similar type of work, then get a quote from them. Pretend to be a client. Pretend to ask for a job. See how much they're going to charge you, and then go, I'm better than them, and then charge more.
Awesome.
Because you know that if they're getting that, you can get double that. You know. So I think when it comes to money, it's a different game, and I've had to learn from that as well. And charging 100 quid, as I said, I look back at that and I'm not disappointed in that. I'm actually like, that was a massive thing. Imagine getting £100 for something that you love doing. Some people, right, £100 working at Tesco for how many hours? They say they were getting £10 an hour. That's 10 hours. 10 hours of work, they're getting £100. Whereas I'm going for 10 minutes to interview an artist, which is someone who is creative and unique. So I'm getting to meet someone that has a story, meet a team behind them who have had a story, and then I'm getting paid to £100 to do that. And I'm having fun filming whilst this whole process is happening, stirring this pot. And I think when you look at it, really, charging any amount is better than nothing. And I would even do it for nothing. In a lot of cases, I have, you know? And I think when you get to the point where you can charge nothing for what you actually love doing, then you've kind of completed it, and you can charge anything. There's an artist, he's a big artist, something Chow, I think his name is. I'm not sure of his name. But he went to the Meta, I don't know if you know, Meta headquarters. This was a while ago. And Mark Zuckerberg paid him in shares of the company. So he didn't get paid in cash. But what he did was he made art for the whole offices. It was a massive, one of the biggest offices in the whole of America. And Mark Zuckerberg wanted him to make art, graffiti around the whole thing. So he went, right, you come and do your art, do what you love, do what I love you doing, and I will give you shares of the company. So he didn't get paid, he got shares. This is when Facebook wasn't doing that well. So he designed the whole place, like put all of his love, work, and hard work into this art, this creation for Mark Zuckerberg. He didn't get physical money, but he got shares. Now, to prove that he loved doing what he did, he didn't get paid and he still did it because he loved it. He loved graffitiing, he loved making art. And it turns out in the end, he sold his shares for something like 200 million or something crazy like that. And you just think, fuck, he still went out of his way, did something that he loved for basically nothing, a risk with the shares. And it all ended up good in the end. He got 200 million. So I think if you're good and you love doing something, kind of just do it, and then charging will just come. It will just come.
It just comes naturally.
Yeah, the money will come. Money flows. It will come.
Yeah. And I think it's awesome what you said at the start of that point is like using your network. Oh, if he's charging this, then I can charge this, then I can charge that. So it's again the importance of your network, building good connections with people that can be open and honest.
Not just your network, but your enemies as well. Like the people you're looking at and you're like, I want to, the competitors. You focus on them competitors and you'll win. I think I'm very competitive and I always look for people that are doing the similar thing to me. And I'm like, okay, how can I get above them? How can I win? And I think that gives me the mentality to keep going, to keep trying to beat people that are doing better.
Yeah. Awesome. You know, this interview has been great. You're a great personality, but also someone that is giving so much knowledge, insight, and I think hopefully anyone that tunes in who's trying to build up in that space will really benefit from. But I want to just throw some questions at you, which are like direct questions, mainly for TikTok clips and stuff, about being successful on social media.
Let's make them nice and snappy then.
Yeah, nice and snappy. If you were starting social media today from point zero, what would you do? I
would definitely have more of a plan. Because I went into social media with no plan at all. And I think as much as that is a good thing, and a lot of people do that, I still think having a slight plan is better than having no plan. So I would definitely have a bit more of a plan, a bit more of like a goal sheet, some may say. Like I would write down exactly what I'm going to achieve, exactly at this time, exactly how I want to achieve it. And I think that would definitely boost my whole career if I did that 3 years ago.
Awesome. If you were to start social media again tomorrow, how would you go viral? And it can't be what you've already done before.
Okay, firstly, I would start an OnlyFans account because it would go so well and I'd just take my shirt off and then, get loads of money for it. But in all seriousness, there's always 3 rules with social media that I live by. That's brightness and color. Can you understand the video if you were deaf? And the idea. And these 3 things are like the most important things. If your color and brightness is amazing and bright, people are going to watch the video no matter what. If you can understand the video without hearing it, unreal. Like that will be universally understandable. Anyone in any language will understand it, and anyone with any disability or ability will understand it. Thirdly, the idea. The idea I would pick out of a hat, because I don't think the idea of what it is matters. I think it's the idea of how you do it matters. And I think consistency, with the idea would work no matter what you pick. I could make this cup go viral. And the reason I can make this cup go viral is because if you add value to it and add emotion to it, you can do whatever you want. If I said this cup came all the way from Italy today, it was on a plane for 2 hours, and this old man, he crafted it this morning. He made it himself. And he was delivering it to me today because it was his last day on earth. And he actually died 10 minutes ago. This was his last ever cup that he made. You make a good story and this cup will become very valuable, right? And I think people would care about the cup now because it's like, this old man in Italy died and he made this. This is the last cup he made. You can make a story out of that, then you make videos out of that. I think you do well. That's a very long clip, but yeah.
It's a very long clip, but there's so much into it. What is, with all your consistency and all the regular uploads that you do, how do you stay motivated and disciplined?
I go to the gym, I wake up early, I eat really good food, and I love who I'm with all the time. So whoever I'm with, I make sure to make the most of who I'm with. Make a laugh, make something, some jokes, and make memories, because I think that's the most important thing. And that drives me to keep going and keep living. And I think gym is really important for your health. Food is really important for your health. And comedy is really important for your health. Don't take everything too seriously.
Enjoy life.
Genuinely, anything can be funny. Enjoy life, and don't ever take anything seriously because it's stupid. Why would you do that?
I hear it.
It's no point.
Okay, so to wrap it up, what can we look forward into the future? What are we going to see coming
Maybe
up
like
next?
a Mario Kart vlog. I don't know, or a sex tape might get released somewhere. I'm a bit worried actually. Oh God, don't release it, please. No, genuinely, podcast. Definitely go check it out. It's out now, probably by the time this is out. And I'd say my What Song You Listen To will still be going on, and I might have a cooking show on Channel 4.
Oh,
Which I haven't talked about yet, but
okay, tell us a bit more about it, man.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about it.
I can't right now, but I will give you a little
wraps,
teaser for it. But it's basically a show where I will go and try food in restaurants, get to know the chefs, and have some fun because I'm really bad with food. Like I just can't make food. I don't know what food is, and I'm learning.
That's awesome.
So Oshu eats food. Whatever. We haven't got a name for it yet, but yeah, that's going to be really fun.
Dope,
really,
man.
really fun.
That's actually wicked.
Yeah. And oh no, I shouldn't say this online, but it's fine.
It's okay. Is that your first exposure into the whole TV world, or?
I can't say anything else. I know.
Listen, he's going to tell us off camera. We'll make sure to leave it in the comments, so go find.
No.
I'm only playing. Okay, and there was also the production platform as well that we spoke about.
So the production platform is an interesting one too because the production platform is something to make my life easier. But I feel like when I was filming every day, it was very hectic and it's quite tiring. When you have to film 30 people in one day, you know, or 100 people, like the most I filmed in one day was 250 people.
Wow.
That was nearly like 3/4 of a year complete, done. Like that was last year in Cambridge, and I just 250 in one day. Now, I used all of them videos, and I got an editor to go and edit all of them videos, and I was stocked. I was stocked for a while, and like most of them went viral, and I was very, very happy. But also, what it does, it gave me time to relax, and I think it's really important to be smart, work smart, not hard. If I could get 100 people in one day, I will, because it would just make my whole life a lot easier. So
100%.
I think that was based on what you asked, right?
Yeah. So with this production platform that you've got coming
that was
up,
it. Yeah.
So you want to take it where it's like you're taking a back seat with things and you're bringing other people to get their opportunity, so to say.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to come and work for Oshu Productions in the future, how do we go about it?
If you want to work for me, I would say reach out to me directly because that's the best way.
Okay.
And that's when I'll give you the most attention. I'd say Instagram, just DM me on Instagram. I want to work with you. I'm looking for editors always, and I'm always looking for presenters and videographers. So them 3 roles, if you fit it, I've got good pay. We can sort something out.
Dope, man. Dope.
Yeah, man.
I thought he was going to say email after earlier in the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, bro, my email 100% as well. You are right. I forgot to mention it. Definitely email me as well. Yeah.
Okay, Josh.
But I'm very active. I'm very active on social media.
Yeah.
The way when I said email, I'm saying like when you're talking to like massive people, like people that have incredible amounts of like followers and status, email's the best way to reach them. But with me, anything.
Okay, anything.
Yeah.
Okay. People are already going to know, but what social platforms are you on? Where can they find you?
And Oshu Clips on TikTok, Joshua Robinson on TikTok, Oshu Media on TikTok, Instagram Oshu Clips, Snapchat Oshu Clips, Facebook Oshu, and YouTube Oshu YT, and Aura Podcast is on everything.
Awesome. I can't wait to tune
many
into
things I do.
many things.
My brain is fucked. Help.
The way he was able to snap them off, boom, is brilliant.
Shows you how much I care about it, really, in some
it's
way.
true. But, Josh, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming to the platform.
Thank you so much. Cheers, man. We can all pull it out, yeah? We can all pull it out.
I appreciate it, bro, honestly. All the best. Thank you so much, my boy. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Hey, that's coffee in the chat, and we out. Oi.